It is the popular saying that a healthy society is a wealthy one. On the Great Mind program, medical experts are available to provide solutions to various health challenges. You desire greatness in life. Successful men and women in the society are available on the Great Mind program to reveal to you the secrets to their greatness. The Great Mind of Netio Shubro is a watch for all. Meet me on the program every Sunday between 3:30 and 4 p.m.
It is another beautiful Sunday. You're welcome to another edition of the program that Great Mind. I am Paula Olayode. This episode is well loaded. On this episode, we are discussing how to handle anxiety. Also, we are celebrating the faithfulness of God over the life of the Executive Secretary, Osun Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Okene, who God just added to his years. Also, we are discussing on the program the NHISA recently signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari, making health insurance mandatory for all Nigerians. Established in the year 2004 under NHIS Act by the federal government of Nigeria with the aim of providing easy access to health care for all Nigerians at an affordable cost through various payment mechanisms. It, however, became operational in the year 2005 with a presidential mandate to achieve universal health coverage. Thursday, May 19, 2002, President Muhammadu Buhari signed into law a bill that will make the health insurance mandatory for all Nigerians. The bill, which was assented to by the President, is also to make 83 million poor Nigerians to access free health care. The Executive Secretary, Board of Directors of Osun Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Okene, who is also the chairman for one of the executive secretaries of State Health Insurance Agency in Nigeria, asked us to say only the 83 million vulnerable people to be added to social health insurance through the new enactment.
The telecom tax of 1 kobo per second was not included in the law that was signed, the bill that was signed by Mr. President. If you listened to the press conference that was addressed by distinguished Senator Ibrahim Oloriegbe, the chairman of the Joint National Assembly Committees on Health, a day after Mr. President's assent to that bill, he made it very clear to the public that the 10%, the funding of the vulnerable persons that they intend to bring about 83 million vulnerable persons are coming aboard, on board social health insurance in Nigeria by virtue of that law that was signed by Mr. President. But it does not state the source of financing that as the telecom tax. NHIS, former NHIS now NHIA, in their own submission were asking for a kobo per second telecom tax to be able to finance the care of vulnerable persons in Nigeria. But that section was expunged from the bill before it was signed into law by Mr. President. However, the means of funding that which was included in the bill is that the executive will determine an intervention fund. That special intervention fund will be used to finance the 83 million vulnerable persons that will be coming on board, in addition to the 1% consolidated revenue of the federal government of Nigeria that will be added to it. It will be appropriated for in the House National Assembly and then they would use it, they would share it across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory to fund the the care of the vulnerable in the country. Aside from basic care provision fund, which is 1% considered revenue of the federal government fund, what we are going to have now is an intervention fund that will be, from by year to year. It will be determined in the budget by the executive, and it will be considered for appropriation by the National Assembly. That is the way that 83 million additional vulnerable persons will be brought on the health insurance scheme. That the National Health Insurance Act that has just been passed or signed by, it has been passed by the National Assembly long time ago, but just been signed by Mr. President, it makes health insurance mandatory for every citizen. What it means is that it will be against the law for anybody who is a Nigerian not to be on health insurance. So you see very soon there will be enforcement, because we know that many things in Nigeria, when people are not forced, they don't do things. We in Osun thought that by the time we have implemented OIS for 5-6 years, those people who have not benefited, those people who are not enrolled, will be running to enroll when they see the benefits of it. We have only operated for 2.5 years now. You can see how things have gone. So by the time we have gone 4-5 years, a lot of people will be aware and people will come voluntarily. And if the people will not come voluntarily to register, it has become a law now. So there can be enforcement to make it mandatory for every Nigerian and every citizen of this state to participate in health insurance. That means that if you are not, you may not be able to send your children to benefit from anything from federal government or from state government if you are not providing or producing evidence that you are on health insurance. You may not be able to license your motor vehicle if you are not providing evidence that you are actually on health insurance. And so many other benefits of government, both at the state and the federal level, might not be available for those who are not enrolled in health insurance. This way, many people will come, put their money in the basket. And you know the good thing about it? The more the people that are on health insurance, the less the premium. Because if we have 1 million persons paying for this thing, all of them will not be sick at the same time. So what will happen is that the 12,066 can go down. Once we start having enough reserve, we'll change the premium. The premium can go down to as low as, maybe 5,000 per year if everybody in the state is contributing. And you can imagine, just pay 5,000 per year and you will have all the benefits of surgery, treatment for malaria, typhoid, pneumonia, gastroenteritis, other conditions. That is where we are going to in Nigeria, where everybody will be guaranteed of good qualitative health care at very affordable cost, thus providing for them financial risk protection. That is where we are going, but it's going to take some time. So the two things that came from the law that was signed by Mr. President is, number one, that 83 million vulnerable people will be added to the social health insurance scheme, and number two, that it has become mandatory for every citizen of this country to participate in social health insurance. That is all we have.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sábàlá ìpínlẹ̀ èdè àbílẹ̀dé wa. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti máa ń ṣe àtúpalẹ̀ rẹ̀ lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ nígbà tá a bá sọ ní èdè ìpínlẹ̀ bá ti máa ń sọ fún yín ní èdè àbílẹ̀dé wa àwọn gbogbo ìgbìyànjú àjọ oníṣòfò ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Lórí ètò lónìí, ohun tí a pè kẹ́lù ni ó ti ṣe jẹ́ pé ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari fọwọ́ sí àbádòfin náà tó ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ pé kí gbogbo ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wà lábẹ́ ètò àjọ oníṣòfò ìlera. Tí a bá rántí ọdún 2004 ní òfin orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ṣàgbékalẹ̀ àjọ oníṣòfò ìlera fún orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà yìí pẹ̀lú èròǹgbà wípé kí gbogbo olùgbé orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ní àǹfààní ètò ìlera tó rẹ̀ ògùnpá nípasẹ̀ sísan owó àsánlẹ̀ lórí owó ọ̀nà. Òfin náà ló sì di àmúlò ní ọdún 2005 pẹ̀lú ìfòǹtẹ̀lù ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà láti jẹ́ pé ó tẹ̀lé ìlànà ètò ìlera àgbáyé. Ọjọ́bọ̀ tó jẹ́ ọjọ́ kọkàndínlógún nínú oṣù karùn-ún nínú ọdún yìí ní ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà Muhammadu Buhari sọ láti mú kàn nípa fún gbogbo ènìyàn ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà láti wà lábẹ́ ètò àjọ adójútòfò ìlera. Nínú òfin náà ni ààrẹ tó ti fún 103 mílíọ̀nù ènìyàn tí kò rówó orí láwùjọ ní àǹfààní sí ètò ìlera ọ̀fẹ́ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Akọ̀wé àgbà fún àjọ adójútòfò ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun Dókítà Samuel Adéníyì Ògínní tó tún jẹ́ alága fún àgbáríjọ àwọn akọ̀wé àgbà fún àjọ adójútòfò ìlera ní gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ káàkiri orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà sọ̀rọ̀ lórí òfin tuntun náà tí ààrẹ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ fọwọ́ sí.
Nǹkan tó dáa ni torí ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Muhammadu Buhari ó ti pẹ́ tí àbádòfin yẹn ti wà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Àwọn ará ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àgbà National Assembly wọ́n ti bọwọ́ lù, ṣùgbọ́n àwọn nǹkan kan wà ńbẹ̀ tó jẹ́ kùdìẹ̀kudiẹ tí ò jẹ́ kí ààrẹ ó ti bọwọ́ lù kó sọ di òfin. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó wá di ọ̀sẹ̀ tó kọjá yìí wọ́n yọ àwọn nǹkan kan kúrò nínú àbádòfin yẹn. Lẹ́yìn tán yọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ààrẹ ló fọwọ́ sí. Kí sì wá nìkan tó já sí? Ó já sí wípé nísìnyí o kì í ṣe pé bóyá bí n bá fẹ́ máa ṣe ètò adójútòfò ìlera, tí n bá fẹ́ mi ní ṣe. Gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà ni wọ́n ti pé nípa fún, wọ́n ti kàn nípa fún láti rí wípé àforúkọọ́lẹ̀ a sì sanwó fáwọn tí wọ́n ní iṣẹ́ tó ń ṣe. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba á ṣe tiwọn, àwọn tó ń pé wọ́n jẹ́ ìṣòwò káràkátà wọ́n á ṣe tiwọn, àwọn tó ń jẹ́ oníṣòwò náà wọ́n á ṣe tiwọn, àwọn tí ò rówó rí ìjọba á ṣe tiwọn. So nínú òfin tí ó ṣẹ̀ jáde yìí, gbogbo ẹnikẹ́ni tó wá wà Nàìjíríà ló láti wà nínú adójútòfò ìlera nípínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó bá wà àti ní gbogbo orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Èkejì inú nǹkan tó wà nínú òfin tí ó ṣẹ̀ jáde òun náà ni wípé wọ́n fẹ́ tọ́jú ọgọ́rin mílíọ̀nù àwọn èèyàn ó lé mẹ́ta tí ó jẹ́ pé wọn ò rọ́wọ́ ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà, láti rí wípé ní ìletò kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan wọ́n mú àwọn tí ó pé wọn ò rọ́wọ́ rí. Ìyẹn kún àwọn èyí tó wà lọ́wọ́ wa tá ń sọ yìí ni o. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ á tún wá fi owó kún owó tán pè ní Basic Healthcare Provision Fund láti rí wípé ṣé mo sọ wípé nọ́mbà wọn ṣe ni wọ́n pọ̀ sí lójoojúmọ́. Pẹ̀lú òfin yìí ń sìn á tún ní orí ọ̀fẹ́, torí tó bá fún wa owó tán fún wa tẹ́lẹ̀ tó bá gbé 200 million ni, tó jẹ́ pé 20,000 people la lè fi ṣe. Nísìnyí tó bá fún wa ní 800 million, ẹ̀rí wípé ó ti di ìlọ́po mẹ́rin ni. Bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn tí àbá ìtaba ti bẹ̀ sí mú lò. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti jẹ́ kí ó di dandan fún gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan wípé ìpínlẹ̀ tí ò bá ti fi owó sílẹ̀, tán pè ní state equity, tí ò bá ti fi owó sílẹ̀ láti tọ́jú àwọn tí ó kù díẹ̀ káàtó fún ní ìpínlẹ̀ rẹ̀, kò ní lè jẹ àǹfààní èyí tó ń bọ̀ láti ìjọba àpapọ̀, torí wípé wọ́n fẹ́ kí ẹlẹ́rù kó kọ́kọ́ gbé níbi tó ti wúwo kó tó di wípé àwọn náà federal government àwọn àfi tí wọ́n kún. So bó ṣe rí nìyẹn pẹ̀lú ètò yìí sìn, pẹ̀lú òfin tí ó ṣẹ̀ jáde yìí, a rí wípé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ni ó máa bọ́ sórí ètò adójútòfò ìlera. Àwọn tí ò bá sì ṣe lẹ́yìn ọdún kan, lẹ́yìn bí ọdún méjì, wọ́n á kàn pa fún wọn. Wọ́n lè má jẹ́ kí wọ́n ní àǹfààní láti jẹ àǹfààní àwọn ohun tí ìjọba wá ń pèsè, bí bóyá àwọn ohun bíi school ni. Ìwọ tó bá ti ní health insurance, ọmọ rẹ kò ní lè lọ school. Ọmọ nǹkan fúnra rẹ̀ ó láti ní health insurance. Ṣe mọ̀ orú àwọn nǹkan báyẹn ó láti wà lára ètò adójútòfò ìlera. Then ẹlòmíì tó wá pẹ́ fẹ́ lọ pé a fẹ́ lọ gba láísẹ̀nsì mọ́tò driver's license wa, a rí wípé kó tó di pé ó máa lè gba láísẹ̀nsì, kó tó di pé ó máa lè renew ẹ̀, wọ́n á ní kíní káàdì ètò ìlera ẹ̀dà, káàdì adójútòfò ìlera ẹ̀dà. Ṣé a rí pé àwọn nǹkan báyìí báyìí á jẹ́ káwọn ẹ̀kan lè tètè lọ láti lè máa darapọ̀. Wọ́n bá dẹ̀ ṣe ń darapọ̀ bá bá ṣe pọ̀ sí, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni owó tá a mọ̀ dá bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe máa lè táṣẹ́rẹ́ sí. Torí wípé bígbà tí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá kójọ, tá a bá kówó sínú àpò kan, tá a sì á mú fún ẹnìkan bó bá ṣe nílò ẹ̀, tá a mú fún ẹnìkan bó bá ṣe nílò ẹ̀, rí pé èyẹn ó máa tún rọ èèyàn lọ́rùn dáadáa láti lè máa gba ètò ìlera tó múnádóko pẹ̀lú owó tí ò tiẹ̀ kápá rárá. Nǹkan tí ètò yẹn wà fún mi.
Are you easily anxious? Here are the steps to take to overcome anxiety.
Anxiety has been described as a feeling of being worried, nervous, or uneasy about something with an uncertain outcome. It is also being described as one's body natural response to stress. Director of Programs from Olasukomi Sumonu gives insight to the causes of anxiety, symptoms, and treatment.
Practically speaking, there is a difference between fear and anxiety. Understand? When you talk of fear, it is a worry as a result of a seen danger. But in anxiety, the worry and the feeling of uncomfortability is not as a result of a danger you are seeing. It is more of psychological thing than. See, anxiety is a fear of unseen circumstances, unforeseen circumstances, things that are interpreted to be a sort of worry from the brain. Let's look at the economic situation, inability to meet your immediate demands, and loss of self-dignity as a result of economic condition, disease, and things like that. Those are anxieties. Those are things that bring anxieties about a challenge that you may not be able to meet, paying school fees of your children in this very precarious economic situations, and these are things that are endemic in our society now, very, very much endemic. And if you look at anxieties, what are the symptoms? Tremor, dizziness, headache, things that are related to a continuous state of anxiety leads to high increase in blood pressure of the body system, and if not treated immediately, that leads to another thing, Anxiety and depression, they are Siamese twins. That they work together. When you have a feeling of anxiety for a long time, it gradually degenerates into depressive illness. Under depression, the symptoms are the same thing. You lose your human dignity. You don't care about your dressing. You don't care about your comportment in the society under a situation of intense anxiety and depression. And it's easily seen. That person will be touchy, fearful, and can be the slow talking, and things like that will set in. These are very physical signs of anxiety. It takes a lot of other medical intervention before you can be relieved of anxiety and depression. That is the work of the specialists called they call them psychiatric doctors. They counsel. There are drugs for it, for depressive illness. There are drugs for it, and before the patient will be taken. But the best thing is for us to seek medical counsel from psychiatrists under early stages of both anxiety and depression. Yes, to prevent anxiety and depression is You see, in a capitalist economy, there is a normal common saying in society that cut your coat according to your cloth, not your size. So if you are cutting your clothes according to your cloth, that means you know your limit. You don't set too high a target for yourself. Look at your incomes. If it's economic, look at your income, set your standard according to your income. The school your children will go to, the kind of market you patronize, the kind of things you attract to yourself must be within your reach. Under that situation, you are not likely to go into depressive illness or the early stage that we call anxiety. Understand?
Since Christhood usually attracts more blessings from supreme being to man. As I said at the beginning of this program, we are celebrating the faithfulness of God over the life of the Executive Secretary, Dr. Adeniyi Okene, who God just added to his years. Because Thanksgiving is an application for all. Acting in line to the scriptural injunction that we should learn to number our days, that we may apply our arms to wisdom. The Executive Secretary, Board of Directors of Osho Insurance Agency, and the Chairman of Executive Secretaries, State Health Insurance Agency, Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Okene, who clocked 58 precisely on Wednesday, June 8, 2022, recanted the goodness of God over his life, as it is stated in Psalm 92, verse 12, that the righteous are flourished in the pantry and grow like a cedar in Lebanon, with Proverbs chapter 4, verse 18, which states that the path of the just is as a shining light that shines more and more unto the perfect day. Management and staff of Osho Insurance Agency joined our very own Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Okene in celebrating the faithfulness of God upon him for making those scriptures to come to reality in his life.
Ọlọ́run nìkan ló máa ń ṣàánú fún mi. Ó ní prerogative lérí ẹni tó lè ṣàánú fún. He said that we have mercy on whom we have mercy. Olórin yẹn sọ pé àánú mo rí gbà ní Ọlọ́run òṣogbo. Iṣẹ́ ìjọba bí àkókò yìí àwọn ló mọ nǹkan tí ojú wọn ti rí, àwọn ló mọ iye panel tí wọ́n ti face, àwọn ló mọ oye tí oye affliction lọ́ọ̀dún ló sì kí Ọlọ́run tó gbé wọn dépò tí wọ́n dé yìí. Ẹja dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kó tó dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run náà wò wọ́n náà sí lórí o. So dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún ìgbésí ayé wọn, ọba tó ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ láti bàtà ti gbaṣẹ́ bí ìgbà tí wọ́n di ẹ̀sẹ̀ tó ti ṣe kìtẹ̀ ẹja dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run. Ó yà lẹ́nu ló jẹ́ ẹni
nínú àdúrà tí àgbàgbà yẹn pé Ọlọ́run yóò sọ fún ọ láyé ṣe oríṣi ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ní fọ́nà tó gba àdúrà yẹn ṣùgbọ́n nínú àánú tí Ọlọ́run sí wa tó gba àdúrà yẹn lọ ṣe àbáwá ní ọdún tó lọ sí àsìkò lára ń ta àgbàládùn àní wípé gbogbo orí kọ́lọ̀ ń ṣe fún wa kọ́lọ̀ tó
àlékún orí.
Ọlọ́run tó lágbára.
Yeah.
I give thanks and praises this day of life. The one that says go and it goes. The one who says come and it comes. The one that none can challenge. I give him glory. I give him honor. Ascribe all majesty and dominion unto his name. Because if it had not been for the Lord that has been on our side, if it had not been for the Lord that has been on our side, what would we be saying today? Lord, we have long been forgotten. Lord, we give you thanks, O Lord, for all that you have done.
Thank you, Lord.
We say it is only you.
Yes.
We can only give thanks to you. Kò sí bí mo ṣe lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀dá. Kò sí bí a ó gbọ́n ní. Oh, nothing. It is only you. And so we have come to give you thanks. We have come to give you glory. Lord, on my behalf, I come to say thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
Lord, on behalf of everybody that you have brought to be working with me here at Holy, we have come to say thank you.
Thank you, Jesus.
For the many things that you have done.
Thank you, Lord.
For what you are doing now.
Thank you, Lord.
And for what you will yet do.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you for this very big honor that my people, my brothers and sisters here have been fit to do for me. Father, Lord, I do not take it for granted. And I pray, oh Lord God, that such good things will never cease in our homes in the mighty name of Jesus. And my prayer is that we will work together. Lord, we will prosper together. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
From our end here, we wish Dr. Samuel Adeniyi Okini many years of fruitful service to God and humanity. With that, we are ending this week edition of the program that hits mine. Next Sunday is another date. Stay blessed.